Win Obby and get Robux! Let me move my camera. Win Obby and get Robux! Disclaimer, due to Roblox's TOS, playing this game does not guarantee any prize or Robux. This is a donation game and donate games where players can donate Robux to others. Okay. Robux, money, obby, jump, jumping, color, colorful, color, Roblox, Roblox, Arthro, chorus, long, easy, popular, fun, mega, free, Rebex, 1%, 100%, 99%, obby, parkour, fun, easy, obby, fun obby, parkour obby, cotton obby, obstacle course, rainbow colorful, oh my god, I can see Squid Game more, cotton candy obby, platformer obby, impossible, Squid Game, survival, escape, run, challenge, troll game, mini games, chill, adventure, and platformer. Jesus Christ, I don't want to live. Yeah, Cash Cow Studios, oh my gosh. And it's got 32% rating. Oh my god, it has more players than Phantom. It has more players than Phantom freaking Forces. Are you goddamn kidding me? I want to commit die, honestly. Alright, close that. Dude, I'm sorry, but you're dumb if you fall for that shit. Okay? I remember I played it as a game. I remember I played it, like, to see what it was once. And it was like, sign into this website that like had you give your password. I'm like, you can go F off with that. Thank you. LMG long shot. LMG long shots. Dog tag. I can't, guys. Just kill me. I genuinely do not get Roblox sometimes. That guy had to be a little bit spooked to a degree. Like I can just spam across the map and it still works. I do have to get dog tags? Yes, I do. Oh, we got hiders up in here, yeah? I love scaring people with this gun. That's so dumb. I was looking at all the bullet casings. That is so ridiculous. Damn it, BFG users. You still got your other friend. There's one. There's one. Oh my gosh, stupid BFG user, you make this game not fun. bullet casings. Look at all those casings. That's so true. Anything we do not understand is considered to be the devil. Looks like God's buddy. Camping asshole. Bruh. Dude, there's a lot of people there. I just got quick SKS. Actually, seriously. Get 'em all! Oops, I forgot to move my camera. Who uses a DL120 on a Chris Vector? Yes, we can do this. Kill them all. TCR. You know what's nice about Phantom Forces is that there's like no dumbass perks or anything that's like special. It's just guns and fighting, that's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Peek again, buddy. Oh, he's probably dead. Oh yeah, from the ear. They're on that roof, right there. I have a plan, guys. Oh, man. Once they know where I'm sniping them from. Dumbass. Oh, you're gonna snipe, huh? You gonna snipe? Dead! It's dead, buddy! Ha! Nope, not again, buddy. I think I just killed the same guy. Man. I'm gonna keep killing them until I get mad. Cheese burglar, haha. What is arm pistol? I think that's a machine pistol. Wait, I have the ASMI? Are you kidding me? You could literally almost use this as like a normal gun. Oh my god. Okay, 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 okay. Yeah. I have a thing called an M&P 1522 pistol. It's literally just a short rifle. But it's legally a pistol, by the way. You know what I might do? Gun review at 300. My favorite gun review at 300. I have this kind of like really nice kitted M&P 1522 pistol I have. You're joking, right? This thing does like 37 damage to the freaking face. Oh my god, this. I mean, I like the ASMI, but dude, this is actually not bad. This. What, it takes 556? What the hell? Okay, I guess I will see you. Really? A Christmas key in August? Silas, come on, man. Why? You know why I'm jealous of Santa? Because he's got plenty of ho-ho-hos. I'll stop now. Oh yeah, right. This thing can rotate. Oops, wrong. Really? Stupid view? Got him. 5-0. $50 damage, bro. What the hell? Holy Chatix, Batman. Son of a bitch! So many teammates! They're all on our base. Teammates, help me. Teammates, help me. There we go. Get all you guys guarding me. All you guys guarding me. Come on. Someone go get the freaking the flag. You gotta be kidding me. God damn it, he's camping it too. Oh my gosh, why? I hate capture the flag so goddamn much, man. That sucks. Technically, due to ATF standards, that's not really a pistol. That'd be classified as a short-barreled rifle. I hate this goddamn game mode. It is the worst game mode in the history of game modes on this game. No one plays it. If you guys aren't gonna frickin' play it, then don't frickin' vote for it. Why is it so hard to comprehend that? Wish I could have like 5. We're not gonna win the game though. Because no one protects the flag. I don't even care about. Just please, can we not rotate this game mode anymore? It's the absolute worst. And look, I could be doing good right. Look. I could literally have top 3 and I will not get my XP, I will not get my bonus credits, I will not get my anything, right? Are you gonna be an asshole and just hide? All that hiding and you just die like that. Dude's literally right on our base. No. Jesus, man, I hate that. We were doing so good, too. Why? Why did we do shit? Like halfway through the round. I can not even remember the last time I enjoyed. Like, I can remember, like, once. I don't know when it was. But before that, I don't remember when I last enjoyed Capture the Flag. rather do tag run. Jesus Christ, because I feel like that's way to a point better. I hate tag run, man. I'd rather do tag run than capture the flag. Sheesh. Do not vote. Do not vote, Fevela. I do not like that map. And sorry, chat. We're out. Look, I don't like that map, okay? I'm very tolerant in this game. Like, really tolerant. But that map, I cannot find anybody. And people literally shoot you from the stupidest little angles. Oh god, not Mirage Revamp. I'd rather get a freaking lobotomy. Illinois server, and it's Metro, that's okay. Oh no, it's Transit. YouTube pranks Just Stop Oil. This guy has a sign that says Just Ligma Bose. Bruh. Flying through the air while on 1,000 milligrams of on. I'll do it. I'll do it. How many kills do I even have with this gun? Yeah, the conversion. I like this. This looks cool. I work a faithfully 8 hours a day. You may eventually be a boss and work 12 hours a day. Yeah. And get paid like no more money. Oh my gosh, I have to watch this video. The ultimate Gen Z nostalgia iceberg. I have to relate this, dude. Okay, everybody can hate on Gen Z all you guys want. A little bit better than Gen Alpha. Come on, like there's a lot of problems with all generations, man. You know? Every generation has a problem.
Nostalgia Iceberg full series. Well, here it is. The entire Gen Z Nostalgia Iceberg in one beautiful video. This is the best way to watch the series. There are some changes made and a couple new entries added as well. So be sure to watch through the video and check that out. We start off with some more commonly known things and then go back into the deep recesses of your nostalgia. Here to help me with this video is someone who you may be familiar with. Book of Valis. Now, this video is long, so consider it kind of a movie. Grab yourself a snack, sit back, turn down the lights, and enjoy. Starting off with the clear skies, we have SpongeBob SquarePants.
Yes.
SpongeBob SquarePants is one of the
And I'm not talking about the later season. I'm talking about like season 1 to like season 5.
And had an incredible first 3 seasons that still hold up very, very well to this
day. Dude, like I'm not talking about like the brain rot seasons, man.
It's kind of gone downhill. The original episodes are some of the most memorable and nostalgic shows for most 2000s kids. Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
I didn't really actually. I watched like one movie, but I didn't really actually connect with this series a whole lot. Still pretty classic.
These books were the greatest back in the day, and everyone read them. There were 3 really good movies based off the books, and they were all super nostalgic. Minecraft. Minecraft and the content around it is some of the most nostalgic stuff out there to a lot.
I can't say.
Gameplay and old sound
honestly,
YouTubers who played
I can't give enough good words on Minecraft because it's just too good.
It's still very popular to this day, but in kind of a different way. Roblox.
Yes. Literally look at my game right now.
Website where you can play games made by other users and make games yourself. The game had its first release in 2004, making it older than Minecraft. With an art style that's very reminiscent of Lego, the game attracted a lot of kids. The game was very different back in the day, and it was a lot more simple than it is now. Old Roblox is still really charming and nostalgic, and that's why it's here.
That's why I like this one game called Naval Battle.
Lego is definitely one of the most iconic
Lego,
toys
look in the back.
of all time. With many different licenses.
The only bad thing about Legos is it's so expensive.
Great. To me, some of the most nostalgic sets are the SpongeBob ones, the Star Wars ones, and Indiana Jones, and the often overlooked Power Miners. Wii. The Nintendo Wii.
Yes, I love the Wii, especially Wii Resort.
The Wii was owned
Wii Sports Resort. That's the best Wii game in my opinion.
Never think would play video games, like your grandparents or your weird uncle. The Wii had so many iconic games that are fondly remembered by millions. The Nintendo DS. The Nintendo DS is basically the staple to.
I had one of these. I think I still have my DS.
Some version of the DS. Releasing in 2004 and being discontinued in 2013, the DS was owned by lots and lots of kids.
Dude, I remember when before I had like, I had an iPad. I never brought my iPad on the bus, so I would always want to have fun on the bus because, you know, I had to ride to school for, like, you guys, you probably had to ride to school for like 30 minutes, not 30 minutes, You probably had to ride to school for like 5 minutes. No, I had to ride to school and it took like 45 minutes to an hour to get there, and then 45 minutes to an hour to get back. My school rides, like my school ride was probably like at least 15 miles. I mean, it takes 20 minutes to get there by car, but we had to make stops, making it to 30 minutes. And I took a bus to a town, and a bus from my home to this one town in our district, and a town to school, and then school to that town, and then that town back to my home. Like, it was a long-ass bus ride. And I remember that my mom got me a Nintendo 3DS to go on the bus. And I had 2 games. I had the Lightning McQueen racing game, and I had a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game. And it doesn't sound like that much, but damn it, I love those 2 games. Those are they weren't the best games in my opinion, but they were pretty fun for their time. Damn, 3DS slaps.
Like tons of people tear up upon replaying. Cool math games.
Oh, yes! I love cool math games.
The site was often unblocked on school internet servers since it had math in the name, so kids could play it on the computers at school when all the other websites were blocked. To be clear, the website wasn't an educational one. There were some actual math games, but it was really more mini-clip style, just fun flash games.
I love Drill to the Core.
Day, which makes me very, very happy.
That was my favorite game on Cool Math.
Grand Theft Auto, or GTA, is a series of open-world sandbox games where you can basically...
Dude, I remember when my mom would not let me play GTA, but my dad and my sister would. I played like I would say like an hour of GTA every single like 3 months.
There was also a big GTA community on the internet, so that also adds to it.
I love GTA. Oh man, what hasn't been said about this series that hasn't been said already?
The game was a simple phenomenon. With super simple gameplay and graphics, the game captured the hearts of millions and super nostalgic to almost every kid who played it around the time. Toys R Us.
I haven't really...
Toys R Us was...
I have not really been here that much, but I love Toys R Us. They went bankrupt.
Toy stores had what felt like infinite aisles of toys and video games. There was really nothing like going to a Toys R Us and looking at all the Bionicle and their canisters alongside all the Lego and Star Wars figures, and it was great. Personally, I had a very special experience with Toys R Us since I grew up at the iconic Times Square location. This place had a Ferris wheel, a giant animatronic T-Rex, and even Willy Wonka's freaking chocolate factory. The place was just amazing, but unfortunately, in 2015, the place was closed down permanently. Later, in 2017, Toys R Us officially filed for bankruptcy.
Yeah, that sucks, man.
Following years.
That's got the classic 4-row rainbow door.
They found having mini stores at Macy's stores in 2022, so it's not over yet. Blockbuster.
They're still active in Canada, I think.
VHS tapes, the company branched out into video games and later DVDs. The stores were really magical. The color, the smell of the plastic and popcorn, it was fantastic. It kind of had the vibe of a movie theater. The place offered overpriced popcorn and candy, which made the whole experience really special. Right over there used to be a Blockbuster store, which is the one I went to as a kid. Unfortunately, the company filed for bankruptcy after making some bad financial decisions and suffering through the 2006 recession. It was also a little hard for them to compete with a little DVD mail-in service by the name of Netflix. Over 1 million stores closed down, with the number of stores getting smaller and smaller every year. Now only one Blockbuster exists. It's still kicking in Bend, Oregon. With a documentary on it, and now recently opening as an Airbnb service, the place should stick around for a little while. There's still some licensed Blockbuster merchandise being sold, and I actually have some. Rage Comics. Rage Comics were a style of internet memes that were beyond popular.
I don't really remember a whole ton of these,
some of the most iconic
but
characters.
I have remember a few of these like from like the I remember those, the Xbox Addictions faces he had put in his videos.
iCarly was an old Nickelodeon.
I didn't really vibe with this. I kind of thought it was cringe.
It started airing in 2007 and stopped in 2012, and the show was super popular with tweens back in the day, and so it's very fondly remembered by millions. Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Didn't watch this guy, but hey, man.
Science show hosted by the titular Bill Nye. The show was often shown in schools, which exposed the series to a ton of kids. So for many, Bill Nye made learning a fun and entertaining experience, which makes them look back on it very positively. The Magic School Bus.
Oh yes, didn't watch too much of this, but dude, that was awesome.
Made education fun. The Magic School Bus was often a science-based show, and it was a ton of fun to watch as a kid. Shrek. Shrek was one of those iconic movies of the 2000s. With an all-star cast and edgy anti-Disney humor, the film series was a smash hit. There was tons of merchandise of it, and sequels, and spin-offs, all that stuff. Shrek is really such a 2000s thing. It ages well, but you can really tell when it was made. Phineas and Ferb. Phineas and Ferb is an extremely popular Disney Channel show.
Didn't watch too much of this, but I actually like it.
Things every day of the
It's
summer.
not bad.
The show was beloved by audiences for its creative set pieces and characters. In 2015, the show was cancelled to the dismay of many. Old Windows operating systems. This one is pretty self-explanatory.
Okay, I kind of resonate with this because I remember back in my school when I used to take computer classes, and we didn't have your fancy computers that these kids have like now, like no Chromebooks. No, we had these like 2010-ish operating systems from Windows, and it was kind of old as hell compared to today, at least. But oh man, that was the shit, dude. I have some old games. Like they have this like shortcuts folder you used to be able to go to. Oh yes, and like the weird pop-up. The weird like the window games. Oh, I remember those, man. That was so good.
Now, I have a lot of nostalgia for classic Windows operating systems, probably mostly Windows XP, since they were very commonplace in New York libraries and museums, so you could just kind of use them, and there was a bunch of preset, like, educational games on them. Pokemon. Pokemon is a series of video games.
Didn't really get too much into this, my cousin is.
Monsters who battle each other. This game is beloved by children all over the world, and it still is. I personally played Black and White 2 on the DS, and I loved it. I also remember watching the original anime series and having a massive crush on Misty back when I was 10. Captain Underpants. Released in 1997, Captain Underpants is a series of kids.
Didn't watch too much. Didn't read too much of this.
Beloved by kids, and it's still a movie releasing only a few years ago. The Amazing World of Gumball. The Amazing World of Gumball.
Again, didn't watch many of this, but I love it. It's funny. Dude, its humor actually was the only humor to make me laugh, too.
The art style was also really cool, featuring 2D cartoon characters living in a mostly photorealistic world with a bunch of side characters that were often in different genres as well. The show was unfortunately cancelled in 2019, but made a return in 2020. Temple Run. Temple Run is a classic.
Love it. I remember having this on my iPad.
Running from these creepy ape things. The game was basically an endless high score based thing, and it was a lot of fun. The game got some sequels and an arcade port, but it's kind of fallen off in recent years. But the game is still very fondly remembered by many who played it back in the day.
I need to get a
Plants
10
vs.
pet.
Zombies.
Yes, PvZ. Yup, I played the shit out of this as a kid. I was not the best at it. I remember having a farm of only those money plants in my Zen garden.
It's an amazing gameplay loop that is really timeless. Unfortunately, the more recent PvZ games are more freemium, pay-to-win style.
Yeah, I hate the new PvZs. The old one is the best. I don't care what you say.
That is the way to go. Five Nights at Freddy's. Five Nights at Freddy's.
I actually played this only a little bit, but I don't really resonate too well with it.
Learning about it pretty early on, only about a week after the game was released. I even made a video allegedly showing a real-life Freddy Fazbear's Pizza restaurant I found on Google Maps.
It was here it is. Uh-oh, help wanted. So this is real Freddy Fazbear's Pizza.
When the sawdust settles and the engine finally roars.
Man,
And grown men.
My Little Ponies.
For whatever reason, the show had a really wide appeal.
I'm obviously I didn't get into that.
Culture back in the day, and it was inescapable. Which, if you were a fan, was awesome. If you weren't, then that kind of sucks. But regardless, the show was super nostalgic to tons and tons of people, including myself. I used to be a brony back in the day, and I even went to a couple brony cons. Yeah,
Honestly,
it was weird.
you know, as much as people hate on bronies, I'm not one by the way. I don't really like My Little Ponies. Honestly, who cares? Honestly, it's hard to keep saying honestly. You know what? I'll try not to say it anymore. Honestly, who cares? There's a lot worse things to get into, man. Yeah, I'm gonna admit some bronies are weird. But honestly, it's better than, you know, shooting up a freaking, you know, bank or something. Hey, man. I have weird hobbies too, man. I collect coins, right? I collect cash and stuff.
Fun. Annoying Orange.
I don't like this. I don't care. I just don't like Annoying Orange.
Created by a man named Dane Bowe, the show was a parody of overly annoying kids shows, but it gave it a dark twist with the character often getting chopped in half with a knife at the end of the videos. The Annoying Orange blew up and got itself a TV show on Cartoon Network and even some toys. I personally wasn't a fan of it back in the day, finding it unnecessarily gruesome towards the other fruit, and I even made a video where I killed the Annoying Orange.
Hey guys, it's me, the Annoying Orange.
It's one of his old videos.
Today, I don't know, I'm just here, my eyes turned red. You know what you need, Annoying Dude? What? Knife.
I like how it's unnecessarily cringe. So it's just like everybody's older videos. I remember making old videos. They were so cringe.
This one is super
Pixar movies.
Pixar films are some of the greatest
Classic.
animated movies you can get. Most of them are truly incredible films. Hell, my favorite movie of all time is WALL-E. It's super nostalgic.
Oh, Wally's so
I'd be
good.
surprised if there are people watching this who don't have nostalgia for the original Toy Story, or just Toy Story in general. PewDiePie. PewDiePie needs no
I didn't really
introduction.
watch this guy.
Probably the most
I remember this guy's like, oh, you biggest PewDiePie fan? I'm like, no,
millions
I don't really
since
watch
2010.
PewDiePie a whole lot.
His older
He's
videos
like,
are
oh, you're
time
lying. I'm like,
capsule
dude,
video
I
2010
literally,
were
why
very
would I,
Flash games.
like,
Back in the day, there were tons
I
of
don't know.
online video games made using Adobe's
I love
Flash
Flash
software.
games.
There were millions of these, and lots of them were very nostalgic to so many
F
people.
and chat, man.
Unfortunately, in 2021, Adobe stopped supporting Flash, meaning that most websites hosting the games wouldn't be able to play them anymore. There's still ways to get them back, and Newgrounds has a way of playing them, which we'll get to that later. Jetpack Joyride. Jetpack Joyride
I remember playing this
was
with my
a mobile game that
cousins,
was tons of fun.
like my other
The
cousins,
game that you play as a guy named Barry who acquires a backpack and flies
iPad.
around
It
the
was
laboratory
not
picking
bad
up a bunch
game.
of fun power-ups along the way. The game was super fun, and one of those old mobile games is just good. Fruit Ninja.
Yeah.
Fruit Ninja's another classic mobile game where you slid your
Played
finger
that
across
one a
the
little
screen and
bit.
cut fruit. The game was simple but fun and very popular. One Direction. One Direction was an incredibly popular boy band, beloved by most preteen girls in the early 2000s.
Yup, I can tell you that it was live. One Direction was absolutely loved by a lot of girls, especially when I was growing up, because it was literally spammed in PE. I remember in PE, like used to go PE every day in freaking school. It was literally played non-stop. Like, if you did not like One Direction, I don't really mind them. A lot worse bands out there. But, if you didn't like it, well, guess what? You were in a world of hurt.
Very nostalgic. Rugrats. The Rugrats was a cartoon.
Honestly, I didn't find nostalgia from this, my sister does.
Mostly in their imaginations. The show was beloved by kids of a bunch of ages, being one of the classic Nicktoons. This show was watched by so many kids, both Gen Z and millennials. PlayStation 2/3. The PlayStation 2 and 3 were the PlayStation consoles
Yes,
that were-
I love that
In
sound.
fact, the best-selling console of all time was
PlayStation
the PlayStation
2, yeah.
And tons of
There's more PlayStation 2 models than there are PlayStation 4 and 5.
games and the graphics, all of it. It's good.
Like 200
Jimmy Neutron.
million
Jimmy Neutron
PlayStation
was a CG
2s.
animated comedy show on Nickelodeon. It was really popular.
I kind of watched this as a kid. Not
Starting
bad.
off with feature-length
There were some
films,
weird
like a
episodes,
series,
but
Jimmy Neutron has a really unique
eh.
and dated art style, which makes it instantly
Sure.
recognizable. The show was canceled in 2006, so this is more nostalgic to earlier Gen Z kids or millennials. I personally remember loving this show back when I was a little kid. The
Yeah.
Simpsons. The Simpsons is a show
I like
that really
this.
needs no introduction. Being one of the most recognizable and high-quality cartoons of all time, The Simpsons was really something great. A lot of Gen Z kids might have been introduced to The Simpsons from The Simpsons movie, which released in 2007. Despite majorly going down,
Deep,
The Simpsons had a really fantastic first 9 seasons, and those first 9 seasons are just really good TV. GameCube
Didn't
was
actually
one of Nintendo's most
know what this was
underrated
until
consoles.
I was
Releasing
older.
in 2001, the GameCube had some amazing games like Luigi's Mansion, Star Wars Rogue Squadron 2 and 3, and of course Resident Evil 4. The friendly design of the GameCube makes it a very childlike console, especially considering the fact that it has a handle which makes it look like it could be a lunchbox. The GameCube was a really great console, and I think that Nintendo should re-release more of the games that were on it. Sonic the Hedgehog. This one is pretty self-explanatory. Sonic the Hedgehog is and was very popular with kids back
Not
then.
good with the
And,
AWS.
that's why it's here. Pogs. Pogs were a series
Pogs?
of toys that brought the classic Milk Caps game into the current generation. Pogs were basically tiny little cardboard discs that you'd stack on top of each other and use a slammer piece, which was made of plastic, and you'd flip it into the Pogs. The ones who landed face up, you got to keep. These were a huge hit in the 90s and were played by a lot of kids. Rickroll. This is a classic. So all over the internet, there's basically this little bait and switch prank that we've all put at least once. Basically, the idea is that you provide someone with something that they want. For example, if it's a certain YouTube video someone
Yeah, I
wants to
love
find, you claim that you have
Rickrolling.
the link, but then the link
I actually remember
it's a beat
when
video for the song Never.
my best prank I've ever done in my life was when my senior prank, by the way. I was trying to think of something, right? Because honestly, pranks get a lot of bad reputation. I wanted to do something that was funny. Something that was lighthearted and that wouldn't destroy anything, wouldn't cause any, destruction of property or anything. So I'm like, what do I do? So I found out the perfect prank idea. Holy shit, these stupid little camping ass BFG people, man. Anyway, I decided to, Rickroll the entire school by using the PA system, and a teacher was in on it. And yeah, it was actually pretty funny. The principal's okay with it.
Well, this prank was named the Rickroll.
I'm not gonna say their name, but Chad Principal. That's all I'll say.
A duck with wheels on it. Classic stuff. ASDF Movie. ASDF Movie is a super classic series of animated comedy videos on YouTube portraying simple little characters and a bunch of little micro sketches. The videos were beloved by so many people, including me. I even made a real-life parody of ASDF Movie 6.
I'm going to punch your face. No! You'll never take me alive.
Damn it, I hate the AWS. I mean, it's cool because it's black and it's kind of like nice. You know, it's not like the green AWM, but come on. I cannot take the AWS.
This entry is referring to an old Cartoon Network show about a cowardly purple dog.
Hell yes! Courage the Cowardly Dog is probably one of the best animated shows of its time. Frick yes. Goated cartoon show. Absolutely. You know what? Not even 10 out of 10. 11 out of 10. Absolute goated show. If you've never seen it, go watch it. I love it because, like... Hold on. Jesus Christ, can I not have anybody on my dick at once? It's being ridden harder than the carnival ride right now. Basically, I like how other cartoon shows were like, oh, you know, cute, happy, funsy daisy. No, Courage the Cowardly Dog was gonna traumatize your ass, okay? You're gonna have like frickin' PTSD after watching that shit. And that's kind of what I like about it, dude. There's a lot of creepy for kids, it's really creepy. I love that show.
Genuinely scary things in it, which ended up being the childhood trauma iceberg. The show is generally looked back upon very fondly to those who watched it, and has a lot of scary nostalgia attached to it. Book Fair. This entry is probably referring to those iconic.
I love the Book Fair. I have two of my favorite books from science.
Book fairs for schools where kids could buy a
from the
huge
Book
variety
Fair.
of discounted books. These are very, very nostalgic, and I'm not really sure if they're still a thing nowadays, but still, great stuff. Club Penguin. Club Penguin was a big online game where you played as your own
Didn't actually play Club Penguin.
Players. You could customize your home, which was an igloo, and you could adopt cute little pets called Puffles. It was a lot of fun, and unfortunately it was shut down in 2017 and had a very sad final minutes. The game lives on in people's hearts, and those who played it will probably never forget it. Adventure Time. Adventure Time.
Didn't watch much of this. My sister watched it a lot.
People loved it. The show was canceled in 2018, but had a really good lifetime. A regular show. This one's
also, sister watched this a lot, but I didn't really,
regular show still stays alive and
you know, watch it, but it was funny.
What's unique about it is that it wasn't really
Damn,
an
this thing
extravagant
sucks.
cartoon. It was kind of more grounded in a way, and that's why people liked it. Creepypasta.
I like the creepypastas.
Online storytelling that was super popular back in the early 2010s. Characters like
I remember thinking a lot of them are real, dude.
Happy Yappy and Laughing Jack and many, many, many more scared kids quite a lot. The stories were really scary at the time, but nowadays they don't really hold up all too well. But that's totally okay. Creepypasta is beyond nostalgic for so many people, and that's why it's here. Flappy Bird.
Flappy Bird, I remember that.
It's a super popular mobile game that released in 2013. It blew up for some reason. The game was extremely simple. You tapped your finger on the screen, which made the bird flap its wings. You directed it through Super Mario-style pipes, and it was pretty much endless. There was a fake ending someone made of the game, where if you reached 999 points, you would encounter Mario. Of course, this video is fake, but it convinced millions of people. Flappy Bird was taken off the App Store by the creator because he didn't like how addictive it became for people. The Lion King. The Lion King is one of the most famous
it's not bad.
Disney movies of all
Not like a Lion King Die Hard, but I like it.
By many, many Gen Z kids in their childhoods, and that's why it's here. Teen Titans.
Didn't really watch this.
Show about the teenage
Oh, you talk about the original 2003 one?
The show was really
The newer one is just not the best one, dude. I do not like the newer one. I'm not a DC fan, by the way.
It lives on as a crappy and unfunny kid show nowadays. Chuck E. Cheese. Chuck E. Cheese is a chain of
Barely went to this.
arcade pizza.
Me and Y-Bug, the player that usually plays with me, actually played. We went to this together. I think for his or his brother's birthday.
Nostalgic games like that whack-a-mole game with the sharks. And
I mean, yeah.
Thing, and of course, the picture-taking game with Chucky in the car. Unfortunately, Chuck E. Cheese filed for bankruptcy in 2020, so we might not have this place for too much longer. Something that isn't really a thing anymore at these places was the animatronic band. Often kind of scary to a lot of kids, these animatronic characters were a really iconic part of Doom. Doom is a long-lasting series.
Doom. I have not played a Doom game, but I gotta get into Doom.
Since the game has been around for a while, lots of 2000s kids played it, and that's why it's here. Beyblade was, and is still surprisingly, a series of toys that were essentially cool, stylized spinning tops. The type of game had been a thing in the past, but Beyblade popularized it a lot to Gen Z kids at least. Essentially, you'd pull a little cord and your spinning top would shoot out of this cord and then spin quickly. You'd find an opponent, and whoever's top would stop spinning first wins. And they would like clash into each other and stuff. I remember these being the biggest thing out there, and if you didn't have any Beyblades, you were missing out. I don't know if you guys remember this, but I have such vivid memories of going to playground and seeing kids with those red Beyblade-like arena things. Just remembering this period of my life, which these little metal tops at the top of the town is super nostalgic. The Angry Video Game Nerd. The Angry Video Game Nerd is a content creator who has been making videos since...
I don't know who that guy is.
His videos were basically a series of a character played by James Rolfe getting really irrationally mad at shitty video games from the past. The series wasn't for kids on account of the fact that the nerd would curse like a sailor in every video, but the series was really classic and still holds up. Surprisingly, the nerd is still doing Angry Video Game reviews to this day. Hot Topic. Hot Topic is a chain of stores that specializes in alternative clothing and merchandise. They are best known for catering to goth and emo kids. They've got that whole My Chemical Romance art style going on. The store was really popular back in the day. Hot Topic is my favorite store to shop at, and I spent too much money on stuff in there. Miniclip. Miniclip is a website which hosted thousands and thousands of flash games that were played by tons of kids and teens. The website is actually still around to this day, only with games of a different format, and honestly, I'd suggest that you check it out if you're bored and you've got nothing else to do. Neopets. Neopets is a very cute online browser game where you can play with and take care of that one before. Animals, lots of which were fictional creatures. The game was beloved by kids because of the interactivity and the art style, and overall, it's just a very classic game. YouTube Poop. YouTube Poop is a subgenre of YouTube videos specializing in taking pre-existing things like movies and TV shows, video game cutscenes, etc., and making them crazy.
Oh my gosh, okay.
The most memorable of these were remixes of the old Philips CDI Nintendo games, which bring back a lot of fond memories if you were on YouTube at all back in the day. It started out pretty simple, but nowadays YouTube Poop is a lot more advanced and complex while still having that original charm. Goosebumps. Goosebumps is
yes, I like the original movie, and I have some of the books. Some of the newer ones though, but I like the books.
Horror, but as a kid, those books and TV shows were very creepy. The one that freaked me out the most was The Mask. Goosebumps is still a thing in current day, with 2 movies featuring Jack Black, so maybe the next generation will be able to relate to this being nostalgic too. Fred Ficklehorn. Fred Ficklehorn, commonly referred to as Fred, was a character portrayed by Lucas Cruikshank on YouTube.
I love the one part of that movie where the guy takes the phone and just shoves it, like these guys throws it onto the phone.
4-year-old doing wacky stuff despite being in a really dark situation. One of the most recognizable things about this character was the way he spoke. All the videos were very sped up, which made him have an Alvin and the Chipmunks-esque voice. There were also some movies that had John Cena in them, too. And also a full-on TV show on Nickelodeon, which is amazing. Adam Sandler movies. Adam Sandler
what's it called?
The greatest cinema to
Bedtime Story. I never watched a whole lot of Adam Sandler, but Bedtime Story.
Films like Big Daddy, Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison and The Wedding Singer, Bedtime Stories, 50 First Dates, and many more were watched quite a lot back in the day. And they still hold up now. To be clear, not all Adam Sandler movies are amazing. He's had a lot of awful films in the past, but regardless, his legacy still stands strong in my book. Also, watch QB Halloween. Odora rules! Webkins. Webkins were a line of toys that worked in tandem with an online game.
Did not actually hear about this one.
Plush toys was that when purchased, their tags displayed a code that when entered into the game, your toy would appear in the game, and you'd get to play with it and take care of it there. Webkins were beloved by tons of kids, but unfortunately they fell off of it. Whether you were just a fan of the plushies, playing the game, or pouring milk on your Webkins and sucking it back up, leaving the toy to be sopping wet and make a loud thud when slammed against walls, you'll probably remember these. Newgrounds. Newgrounds is a website that primarily hosts games and animations made with Adobe's Flash software. The website was a favorite to so so many kids back then. It was really a non-stop place of edgy fun. People were genuinely Newgrounds famous too. Being created by Tom Wolfe, people like ODNG, Psychic Pebbles, and Spazzy were on the top of the website and made it to the front page frequently. Newgrounds has made a resurgence in recent times thanks to the game Friday Night Funkin', which is really popular both with people who used to frequent Newgrounds and also little kids who like it because it's popular on YouTube. Characters like Pico, Zone 10, Tankman, and many others are featured in Friday Night Funkin', repopularizing them. But ignoring Friday Night Funkin', Newgrounds is genuinely something special, and it's such a time capsule of 2000s.
Yeah, I never heard about this one either.
I kind of don't like how popular it's become again because it just kind of normifies it, but it still is pretty great. Pingu. Pingu was a really cute stop-motion show about a claymation penguin just living life and getting into entertaining scenarios.
Never heard about
the show
this
was pretty popular as far as I know, and I personally loved it as a kid and watched it frequently. There was a pretty infamous seal thing. The character scared a lot of kids back in the day and was also featured in the childhood trauma iceberg. Super S Stussy. This entry is referring to the iconic graffiti-style S. What's special about this?
Always
well,
seen
it
this.
was something that kids and teens would draw everywhere. Despite looking pretty complicated, it was actually pretty easy to draw since it was basically connecting a bunch of lines together. This S, surprisingly enough,
is that what most drawing is?
Today, and it's kind of awesome. Kayfy zombie car commercial. Alright, this one is a total classic. This entry is referring to a commercial for an energy coffee drink that shows a car.
I hate this piece of shit gun.
Until a zombie pops out and screams, and then the drink is shown. This scared a lot of kids back in the day because there was a video posted telling the viewer to listen and watch carefully as there was allegedly a ghost that you could see faintly next to the car. Lots of people have a pretty strong love-hate relationship with this one. Lazy Town. Lazy Town was an Icelandic kids show that promoted healthy eating and exercise. Being a mix of human actors and puppets, the show was pretty beloved by its audience. I know I used to watch it on that old Noggin channel, and it was tons of fun. The character Robbie Ron is probably the show's most iconic character, being reborn as a meme in 2016. The actor for Robbie Ron, Stephen Carl Stephenson, was unfortunately fighting cancer at the time, and in one of the internet...
Hey, that guy's on the picture of the test place for...
to help him survive. Unfortunately, he passed away,
Fan
forever
Forces.
be remembered by the kids who watched the show. VeggieTales. VeggieTales was a Christian CGI TV show
Everybody
where
watched any of
vegetables
this.
would retell stories from the Bible in a very unique and charming way. The show was genuinely great and had some really funny comedy in it. Later they came out with some movies. My favorite as a kid was The Pirates Who Don't Do Anything. The show also has some genuinely great music and it's overall very nostalgic. Doodle Jump. Doodle Jump was a mobile phone game where you
I actually remember this. I love Doodle Jump.
the phone left and right. The game was really popular and very addicting since the terrain was constantly changing. It was fun to see how high you could get your score. SMG4. Super Mario Glitchy 4, SMG4, was a YouTube channel featuring Mario with blue clothes doing a bunch of wild things. I'm pretty sure the series is still going on to this day, and I remember it being pretty popular back then. It's not really my thing, but I can see how kids would enjoy it. Henry Stickmin. Henry Stickmin was a series of
Again, didn't really play too much of this.
It was really popular back in the day and made a resurgence recently. I think it was made by the people who made Among Us or something, so this is probably gonna be like another weird cross-generation nostalgia thing. Caillou. Caillou was a Canadian
nope,
kid show about
absolutely
a
not doing
four-year-old
Caillou.
going through his life and learning lessons along the way. The show was immensely popular back in the day and was watched by tons and tons of kids, including me. In hindsight, Caillou was a total brat, constantly having his tantrums and just
Damn it.
being very annoying. I want to shout out
Yeah,
this video here because
I
it's the
remember
greatest
this.
thing ever.
You wonder why I didn't use
Let me show you
AWS when it came out? No. I don't get why it's popular. It's so annoying. The most annoying shit is popular. Oh my god, it's people my age doing this shit. I don't get my generation. This is so cringe.
Happy Tree Friends.
Thank goodness it's
Happy Tree
over.
Friends is a series of animated YouTube videos that presented themselves as happy little kids cartoons, but they were the exact opposite. The show featured these cute little characters getting brutally maimed in a bunch of different ways, sparing no details. The series was unfortunately watched by a lot of kids who didn't know what they were getting into, leading it to traumatize a lot of them. Happy Wheels. Ooh,
Yes.
close to home. Happy Wheels was an incredibly popular kids game that was all over YouTube back in the early 2010s. The game basically consisted of the player trying to direct someone on a vehicle through an obstacle course made to kill them. What made the game kind of scary to me and a lot of other kids was the gore. Though unrealistic,
I love
a lot of
it.
guts
It's so
disturbed a lot of
funny.
kids, but also intrigued many others. The game is pretty fun nowadays, genuinely just because of how bizarre it is, and physics-based gameplay is really good. Well, that's why it's here. Smosh. Formerly the biggest channel
Never
of all
really
YouTube,
recognize
Smosh
these
was a video
guys.
comedy channel run by Anthony Padilla and Ian Kecox. They had a ton of videos consisting of different themes and subject matters that were beloved.
Dude, look at my
by kids
KDR.
back in
It's
the day.
point
One of the most
0.88.
iconic series was one called Food Fight, which is super nostalgic to me. Smosh
That's
still
terrible
exists
for me.
nowadays, but not really. The content style is really different, especially because Anthony Padilla left to pursue his own YouTube channel, Crazy Frog. Crazy Frog was
I don't really
definitely
recognize that,
strange,
hold on.
to say the very least.
I do actually remember having it play in my middle school once.
Song from Beverly Hills Cop. What's great about Crazy Frog is that he has a large chunk of his Wikipedia page dedicated to controversies, and I think that's really funny.
Wait, what?
He also has a dick, which is kind of weird. My Singing Monster.
I actually
My Singing
don't know
Monster
why
is an
that
app where you
happened.
can get a bunch of different
Wait,
monsters.
seriously? It actually has a whole controversy list? Seriously? I have to see this. Bruh.
Season.
Actually though. I don't really actually play this game. I've heard about this.
Kind of prevented me
I
from
don't really
getting
play
into
it, no.
But I remember my friend being super into it, and the capacity it had to make songs was actually pretty impressive. Animal Jam. Animal Jam was a classic online web game where you got to design an animal and play with it. The game was kind of similar to Club Penguin in the way that you could interact with people and play minigames, but there was something kind of special about Animal Jam that made it unique. The art style was pretty cool and unique, alongside a lot of set pieces for you to walk around in. I know I have very fond memories of this game. Monkey was the best, and the claw machine little minigame was also the best. That was my experience with the game. Bionicle. Alright, I'm still into these. Bionicle was a line of
Never
Lego
heard about
toys that
this one.
released in 2001. The sets were nothing like traditional Lego sets, being robotic action figures with really cool designs. Bionicle itself had a really cool art style, taking inspiration from the Polynesian tribal themes, giving the toys a very unique look, unlike many others on the market at the time. Something that also made Bionicle really cool was the deep lore and storyline that accompanied it. Unfortunately, in 2010, Bionicle was discontinued, leaving many kids distraught. LEGO released a line called Hero Factory, which used the same building style as Bionicle, but it wasn't nearly as cool. In 2015, however, LEGO released a set of rebooted Bionicle toys, and these sets were more cartoony, and they weren't as unique as the originals, but they were still pretty cool. Unfortunately, LEGO barely tried to advertise these sets at all, leading to terrible sales, which made them stop making the line in 2017. These sets seem to be the final nail in the coffin for Bionicle, unfortunately. Big Nate. Big Nate was a series of books that was kind of similar to Diary
Didn't really
of a
want
Wimpy Kid.
watch read these a whole lot either.
Nate surviving middle school, trying to get a girlfriend. These books were beloved by tons of kids, which is exactly why it's here. Nostalgia Critic. Nostalgia Critic is a character played by Doug Walker. Often compared to the angry video game nerd, the Nostalgia Critic reviews movies from the 80s and gets mad at them. His content used to be hosted on a website by the name of ThatGuyWithTheGlasses.com, which on its own is very nostalgic. But after many claims of horrible things happening to people who worked in this group, the name has been a little tarnished. A lot tarnished. The Nostalgia Critic is still a thing to this day on YouTube, and it's exactly how you remember it. Spy Kids. Spy Kids was a series of movies that featured, well, Spy Kids. The movie started off relatively
I watched it. Oh.
but were a massive success, really entertaining to kids. The movies had some weird
It's only really good for
a bit
sniping.
Scary to some, but overall these movies were a ton of fun. Wallace and Gromit. Wallace and Gromit was a British claymation short film series that's just really, really good. The series
I love that
movies
clay
were actually
animation,
great.
dude. That's so
The characters were
nostalgia.
enjoyable and
It's
charming.
nostalgic.
The animation was awesome.
I can't
Overall,
grammar, I'm
the series
sorry.
was just really enjoyable. Cut the Rope.
Cut the Rope,
was a classic
good.
mobile game where you tried to get a piece of candy to a cute little character called Omni. The game was very
Thank
simple.
goodness I'm not playing that
complex
with
at
this
the same
bullshit.
time. It's one of the greatest mobile games out there. It had a couple ports, including some DS games and even an arcade port. Goat Simulator. Goat Simulator is a classic joke game where you control a goat through a physics-based world. The game is silly for the sake of being silly, and it got a lot of attention online with lots of big YouTubers playing the game. As a
I
kid,
love
I
Goat
really,
Sim.
really wanted to play this game because I thought it was the funniest thing in the world, so I totally relate to this one. Ghost Caught on Camera videos. This one's pretty fun.
I remember
There
these
were some of these
stupid ass videos. They
really
were
showing
so
footage of
fake.
ghosts being caught on camera. Some of these were played off.
But you know, honestly, better than the brain. I'd rather watch one of those dumb like fake caught on camera videos than the brain rot that's being played today.
The Ultimate Showdown of Ultimate Destiny is an old Flash flash animation featuring characters from all over fighting each other, and it's a ton of fun. The animation has that super classic Flash charm to it. Despite being pretty violent, I could totally see kids loving this video. Hey everyone, it's Ray here, and I hope you're enjoying the video so far. I just want to add this in as a quick little announcement for a couple things, which you will definitely find interesting, so don't skip just yet. So if you're watching this video, you're probably familiar with the Gen Z childhood trauma iceberg. You know, it's my big thing.
Hello.
One of my big things now. And
Okay.
there's basically this project.
Hot take, baby Gooey. I don't like this gun. This is one of my most disliked guns. I do not like the AWS. It's just not good for like quick scopes. I can use maybe the PFG, the quick scope, AWM. I cannot use this. Like I can use it there, honestly. That guy was being slow, but I just I don't know. Maybe I'm just not good or something. Oh, it's not. I'd rather use the AWM because AWM ain't the best sniper, but honestly, it's fun. I don't know why the AWS feels so bad. I mean, the good thing is it's got 11 rounds. Yeah, I'm watching Gen Z nostalgia.
We're making a Ultimate Showdown of Ultimate Destiny parody, only together. Windows Movie Maker was a free software that came preloaded on Microsoft PCs back in the day. When I say the software was primitive, I mean it.
Seriously?
On YouTube, there were so many videos that used this.
What's the average sniper velocity?
It's really obvious. So even if you didn't use Movie Maker, you could absolutely recognize it, since it was really easy to tell when a video was made by it. One of the most iconic parts of Movie Maker was the old fonts and transitions, especially with the blue backgrounds and the white text. Classic. MLG. MLG.
I remember MLG.
Exactly what it
Major
sounds
League
like.
Gaming.
And the internet in general, there were a lot of parodies of Major League.
Okay, what does it use? Let's see, like AWM. Ick. 3,000, 3,000, 3,000. And then, ew. 2,500. Come on. Dude, I swear this thing has drop. Like, really bad drop or something. Hold on. Ugh. I don't like this gun. This gun is one of my most hated snipers.
Montages.
Yeah, MLG memes. I'm watching Gen Z nostalgia, Iceberg.
All that stuff. The subgenre blew up and was.
I love the MLG memes, dude. I miss those.
Popularized memes like Shrek, Doritos, the Illuminati, etc. Watching MLG montage parodies nowadays is a painful experience, but back then they were really beloved. Team Fortress.
Didn't play that much of this. I actually think some of the gun sounds from this game are based off Team Fortress.
And is still incredibly popular and beloved. The game itself is a somewhat silly class-based shooter game with a bunch of really unique characters who people still adore. It has an art style that is somehow just timeless and always looks good. DeviantArt. DeviantArt is an art hosting website where you can basically
I've heard about this, but I don't really
whatever you
interact with DeviantArt too
There's some
much.
really fantastic art and stories on this platform, but it's mostly known for really weird and just, like, gross art. And let me tell you, there is quite a lot of it. Lots of people remember this website for a whole myriad of reasons, and, well, that's why it's here. Dragon Tales. Dragon Tales was a cartoon kids show about some kids.
Never
who
heard
really
about
loved
this one before.
The show was canceled in 2005, but had reruns for.
Wait, isn't this a show that had the Yi?
Chocolate
Oh
Rain.
no. Don't remember this one at all.
Chocolate Rain is one of the most iconic YouTube videos ever. The video was released by Tay-Zon Day in 2007. The song itself is a commentary on the way the black people are treated in America.
I swear, I can quick scope with any other sniper except for this gun.
The videos that go along with the song is also just insanely iconic, with Tay moving away from the microphone to breathe in being one of the most memorable parts of it. Chocolate Rain represents a time in YouTube that will never get back and is fondly remembered by almost everyone who used it. 2012 being the end of the world.
Yes, I remember that.
2012 would be the end of the world.
Okay, so I remember the 2012 movie, and I'd always call it the movie with the cracks. And I'd be like, hey mom, can we watch the movie with the cracks? Because, you know, I remember the most notorious scene in that movie being the one where Los Angeles cracks up and just sinks, right? I'd always remember that movie, and that was actually one of my favorite movies when I was a kid. I grew up watching that movie a lot. And I'm pretty sure what happened was this was started by a pastor by the name of Harold Camping. And he did a bunch of math and stuff. And he said that the world's gonna end in May of 2012. Well, oh yeah, right, it's 2024 in August, so yeah, we kind of made it past that. And he did more calculations saying that the world would end in October of 2012, and well, it's August of 2024. I don't think that really happened yet. Not too religious here, but one thing I do know is that literally it said that nobody can predict rapture, which he was trying to do. No one has done it successfully. No one can do it successfully, apparently. And yeah, I think a guy like him should know something like that. But yeah, I feel kind of bad for people, because a lot of people went broke and drained their bank accounts because of this. Like, actually though.
To us, ended in 2012. This spawned a decent amount of panic in people. It was mostly looked at in a light way. But this specifically freaked out kids and introduced an anxiety for the apocalypse. Little Big Planet. Little Big Planet was
didn't really play that much of this when I was
featured
little.
a very cute little character called Sackboy. As Sackboy, you explored some really cool and unique worlds, including worlds made by other players. Chris Chan even did his own whole... No, I'm not gonna mention Chris Chan. Garry's Mod videos. The title says it all. Garry's Mod, the classic Source game, was really popular back in the day, and there were tons of videos about it. Both playing it, just doing...
I've heard about this a lot.
Just displaying so much, since Garry's Mod was a really versatile game. Roller Coaster Tycoon. Roller Coaster
Didn't play
Tycoon
that
is a series
either.
of games where you basically make your own theme park.
Oh, that guy's about to get shot in the ass.
To make crazy
Oh, there he goes.
theme parks. And the game also allowed you to straight up kill the people who rode your rides. Tons of fun. MS Paint. Microsoft Paint was probably the most iconic preloaded software on Windows PCs. Microsoft Paint was used by so many kids back in the day, and tons of YouTube videos were made using the software, including the iconic SpongeBob Saucy. Portal. Portal was a two-part series of...
Didn't hear... I've never really played this game, but I've heard it's one of the best video games released in history.
It's really popular, and for good reason.
Like 10 out of 10.
And I just want to announce something first. I haven't typically officially announced this yet, but look at this. This is real. Raimundo 2112 plush, and it's coming out soon. And it is the most adorable thing, and it's so soft and squishy, and his arms are articulated, and so they'll like stay wherever you move them. He is so cute. This is such a high quality plush. You can tell.
What else? I want to see what else there is.
Alright.
Plush, actually.
Hello, my name is Spooky, and
Lots of kids. It's had a pretty
what is it?
addicting game.
Addicting games,
like
yep.
referring to addictinggames.com, which is an old Flash game
Oh, that's an
website.
actual
Not like
website. I didn't
other
actually
websites.
know about
Of course,
that.
this website was visited by tons of kids. It's had a pretty awesome selection of free online games and a large variety of sketchy ads to go along with it. If you remember, you remember. It got kind of inappropriate. Blue Bunny ice cream. This one's pretty self-explanatory. Blue Bunny is a company who produces some pretty good ice cream. This is here because a lot of kids ate Blue Bunny ice cream growing up, which makes it super nostalgic nowadays. I think their most memorable ice cream was definitely their character pops, with ice cream versions of Sonic the Hedgehog, Batman, Scooby-Doo, Ninja Turtles.
I really want to watch the Scooby-Doo like show, not like the new one, like the actual OG, like I think like
Pretty hard to
60s.
find nowadays. They only found an ice cream truck, so it's always such a treat to find a truck and buy one. Ray William Johnson.
Oh god, there's the G11.
YouTuber best known for his weekly video series Equals 3. Ray was once on top of the website since his content was really fun and engaging. Equals 3 was essentially the 2000s equivalent.
It's okay as a sniper, honestly.
On the show, Ray basically just showed a bunch of funny viral clips and made jokes about them. Some of the jokes don't really age too well nowadays, but honestly, I still enjoy rewatching some Equals 3. Ray still makes videos to this day in the form of YouTube Shorts. In these videos, he'll respond to one specific video that's usually a TikTok and make jokes about it. Pretty similar to the Equals 3 days. He also had a guerrilla-style band by the name of Your Favorite Martian. This cartoon band was pretty awesome at the time and had some absolute bangers. These are really products of their time, and some of them wouldn't really fly today, but that's kind of part of their charm in a weird way. Songs like the Stereotype Song, Douchebag, Zombie Love Song, and Orphan Tears are still pretty fun to listen to, and the animations
Oh man, that would go today.
The Your Favorite Martian YouTube channel sat
I actually never heard of this guy at all. I'm surprised I haven't heard of a lot of these guys. Actually, never mind, I'm not surprised. There's a lot of things I haven't heard of.
Bad deal with Ray, so he was basically like, screw this, I'm out. And they were like, well, we own your characters, you can't do anything anymore with it. So the name was changed to This Project is Retired and sat unused for years until October of 2021 when a bunch of old deleted songs were re-uploaded and the profile picture of the channel was restored. Unfortunately, this wasn't a return for the band. In spring of 2022, Your Favorite Martian has been officially returned. Maker Studios is gone, there's no more association with Disney, and they got the old animation studio back. So far while I'm writing this, they've got 2 sequels to Orphan Tears out, and they're just as good as they used to be. I'm very excited to see Your Favorite Martian return. I'm glad to have him back. iDog. The iDog series is a really cool little iPod speaker dog.
I've never heard of this thing at all.
Just overall had a super cool and futuristic look to them. I personally remember seeing them all over the place, but I never had an iPod growing up, so I never asked for one. Nowadays, looking back at these things brings me right back to the 2000s in the best of ways. There were tons of different types of iDogs, including different animals, and Spider-Man, so there was a lot of variety. If you hold the iDog up to today's standards, it's not very impressive, but at the time this thing was incredibly cool. I miss iPods, so much to the point where I used to have my own iPod 5.5 that barely had any of its original internals just because they would break and I'd replace them. It was a Frankenstein monster iPod. It was great. I used it on a daily basis and dropped it pretty frequently, but it still survived until one fatal drop. Now I use them by Elite Obsolete Electronics, which I would highly recommend. Not sponsored, but just good products. 2 girls, 1 cup.
Nope.
Alright, so I'm gonna be really
Nope.
brief about this one. The subject matter is
We're not
disgusting,
talking
and I don't
about
really
that
think anyone
one.
wants to learn about it.
I've heard about it. Like I've never watched it. I've heard about exactly what it is, and I'm gonna go out of my way to avoid this shit. I'm not gonna explain it on this chat. You can go get a gist. Like I'm gonna warn you. You don't want to know. You don't want to involve yourself with it. I've heard. I'm not. I know exactly. I know exactly what it is. Like I've heard about the story of how the video goes. It's disgusting. It is not. Just don't look it up, please.
It started airing in 1973.
Schoolhouse
and had
Rock.
multiple iterations throughout the years.
I'm just a
The
bill
show was
on
set to
Capitol
change
Hill.
grammar in a fun and engaging way. It did exactly that.
Like
This is a very
yeah.
generational
Don't look it up.
It's
Don't
aired
poison
for
your
several
search
years.
history. That's all I'm
Battle
saying,
for
man.
Dream
Do not.
Battle for Dream Island, or BFDI, is a
Battle
series
for
of
Dream
cartoons
Island?
on
I've never
YouTube
heard about
that
this
features a
one
bunch of anthropomorphic inanimate items that battled each other for a luxurious place known as Dream Island. There are a ton of episodes and seasons of this show, and it got a massive fandom. The show came out in 2010, but was cancelled in 2013, only to be brought back later. This is one of those fandoms that was just kind of unavoidable, since there was a ton of fan art and just general love for the show throughout the internet. I remember always seeing people with profile pictures of the characters.
He's using AWS.
back in,
He's probably like, oh, you shitting on the AWS? Watch me. Casually gets 10 KDS AWS.
Super Mario Logan, otherwise known as SML.
I've heard about this. I don't really like
Just
it.
played with Mario plushies and made bizarre and edgy stories with them. I'm gonna piss off
Or no,
people
it's,
watching this, but I really didn't like this show.
I'm confusing with another
And
thing.
I still don't really see the appeal, but I do remember seeing it around quite a lot. Mario plush videos in general were really popular back in the day and are really nostalgic nowadays. And Super Mario Logan was one of these Mario plush channels. Super Mario Logan had to be changed recently because Nintendo sued the creators of it for featuring Mario in the way that they did, which I think is pretty hilarious. Tourette's Guy. The Tourette's Guy.
Yes, I love Tourette's Guy.
Middle-aged alcoholic man who suffers
Oh,
from Tourette's. The series uses
shit.
condition for comedic value, and a lot of his videos have kind of lived on in culture to this day.
I gotta go! Some squirrels F with a bite tomatoes!
Value. There are rumors that Denny passed away, but people are still kind of unsure about this.
I hope he's alive. What?
Spencer's is a chain of stores formerly known as Spencer's Gifts. The name will make you think that it's one of those boring clothing stores that your mom would take you to, but it's actually the complete opposite. It's kind of like Hot Topic, but like X-rated. It has your average alt emo stuff, including t-shirts and random merchandise, but they also have things like lava lamps and Halloween frankincense. Yeah, and then there's also the back. If you know...
I think I may know. I may have been to a Spencer's in a place called Eastland Mall, Bloomington, Illinois.
Or don't really go to Spencer's at all. But of course, that's up to you. Marble Hornets. Marble Hornets was an ARG-style found footage series on YouTube based on the concept of Slenderman. Unlike most creepypasta-related things, these videos were genuinely pretty cool and pretty creepy. The series freaked the hell out of a lot of kids back in the day, and a lot of
I don't know
them
what this is.
real footage of Slenderman. Tobuscus. Tobuscus was a YouTuber who made Let's Plays, vlogs, and most infamously, songs. His channel was massive and watched by thousands of kids, despite his content being a little inappropriate for some. Tobuscus' legacy has kind of been ruined after an ex-girlfriend accused him of doing some really awful things, but a lot of his songs and videos still live on in the memories of Gen Z children all across the world. Zaboomafoo. Zaboomafoo was a live-action animation mixed kids show that aired from 1999 to 2001. The show featured the Kratt brothers and a lemur named Joker. The show was really beloved by kids at the time and educated them on wildlife while keeping them solidly entertained. Moshi Monsters. Yeah, this one hits close to home. Moshi Monsters was an online kids game where you could control cute little monsters that you could customize and take care of. The world of Moshi Monsters was one of creativity and joy for so many kids. Moshi Monsters was one of the more engaging games in this style, having a membership where kids could become super motions and go on these superhero-themed adventures that ended up changing the story of the game and would affect the map. Of course, the membership was paid for by parents. There was also stuff like the ice cream game, which if you played Moshi Monsters, you know how good that little
Never heard
game
about this
was.
one either.
Moshi Monsters had this really smart gimmick where you could adopt these little pets named Moshlings, both in the game and at your local toy store. The game had some controversy when Lady Gaga sued them for having a Moshling character named Lady Goo Goo, who was, obviously a parody of her. I remember Lady Goo Goo being my favorite Moshi Monsters character as a kid, so hearing about this and seeing the Moshling get replaced was incredibly upsetting to an 8-year-old me. Moshi Monsters branched out into a DS game and also a movie, which is apparently not very good. Unfortunately, though, in December of 2019, Moshi Monsters was shut down for good since Adobe was discontinuing support of Flash. The game had a great life and made many kids very happy. Like Club Penguin, fans did recompile the game, so you can now play Moshi Monsters rewritten for free. Logo Quiz Game. This entry is pretty self-explanatory. Logo quizzes were simple little games where you could see a logo, then type out what
Never heard about this, but I kinda get the concept.
Flash games or, somewhere on Roblox or other websites.
Is that him? Yep,
Pretty
it's Gooey.
simple, but, a good source of childhood memories. Fancy Pants Adventures. Fancy Pants Adventures is a classic Newgrounds Flash game, and it's really one of the best out there. The game is genuinely good. It was a fast-paced platformer with really smooth animation and tight controls. I remember seeing my kids playing this at the library on the computers that they had there, and always thinking it just looked awesome.
Never heard about this one either.
Castle Crashers. Castle Crashers was a Newgrounds Flash game
Never heard
that
about
was
this one
actually
either.
really good. So good to the point where you can actually buy modern versions of the game on the Switch, Xbox, and PlayStation. The art style is very Newgrounds, and the character designs are very cute and memorable. These characters have come back in recent times thanks to Friday Night Funkin', I think in mods, or they're officially in the game. If you couldn't tell, I don't know much about Friday Night Funkin', but they're in there somewhere, so, kids of Gen Alpha are now also probably fans of the characters. AMVs. This entry is referring to anime music videos, which is often just shortened.
Obviously never have heard about this.
These anime music videos were incredibly cringe and silly, and that's what made them special. They were essentially different clips from anime shows with rainbow filters and loud compressed music in the background. They were all over YouTube back in the day since people who made them genuinely thought they were the coolest thing. Seeing an unironic AMV brings back so many memories for me and many memories for many others. America's Funniest Home Videos.
Yes! I love this
It
show.
was a TV show that displayed a bunch of
Oh my
videos
gosh,
that
that's so
people did.
nostalgic.
At the end of the episode, the audience would vote for which video they thought was the funniest.
Dude, yes, it's the old host. It's the guy before,
The host
Alfonso. Alfonso's not bad. I liked Alfonso. The guy before him, I remember that guy.
falling.
Dude, he was such a good
The
host.
show permanently ruined my sense of humor because, like, people falling over is really funny to me. Especially kids falling over, like that whole subreddit for it. That's what gets me. And
Well, he was falling
I never watched it.
That was Reddit.
But I guess the world will never know. Brain Pop. Brain Pop was an educational website that hosted little flash cartoons that were, well, educational. But here's the thing, they were really fun. There were a couple of characters, but most memorable of which were Tim and Moby.
I've heard of Brain Pop before. I remember there was.
Surprisingly enough, Brain
I
Pop
remember it was
around to
somewhat
this
used in my
classic
school, but the amount of use it was getting was starting to
I recommend
wane.
looking back at some of the old videos because they are incredibly nostalgic. The animation is so retro and early 2000s, but also you might learn something. Yo Mama. I'm sure you've all
Yeah,
heard of Yo Mama
no, this
in the
guy.
past, but this entry is likely referred to the Yo Mama YouTube channel, which is very, very popular, and many, many kids were big into all these videos. Some of the jokes weren't exactly appropriate, but that was kind of the appeal. I remember being at a local burger joint with a friend, just recounting Yo Mama jokes that we'd seen on the channel while thinking it was the funniest thing out there. Good memories.
Do you know the U.S. solar companies?
I've already seen this so many times. Oh my god, that was actually not bad. Quick scope.
Lisa Frank. Lisa Frank was a brand of school supplies and clothing that had a really bright
Yeah,
color.
that's I don't remember this. Obviously, it's not tailored for people like me.
The art in these products is just really nice to look at and gives such strong feelings of childhood memories, despite me not really owning or using any of the clothes or school supplies. There's just something really special about it. I don't know. Tell me if you guys agree in the comments, because this art just feels like very childhood-esque, and I'm sure that's the point, but they did it right. For Dummies. For Dummies is a book series that basically will explain things in a way that is
I have a few
simple and
Dummies
easy
for
to
Dummies
understand,
books.
since usually the concepts being explained are very hard to grasp, especially in the way that you're usually presented in a strictly educational sense. For Dummies helps simplify things and makes things less intimidating by presenting everything in a casual, lighthearted way. These were super popular in the 90s and early 2000s, so that's why they're here. Castle Miners Eve. Castle Miners
I've heard of this one.
but what
My
made it
sister's
stand out
boyfriend was playing this a few days ago on his PlayStation 3.
Nothing too special,
I think
but
either that or his
it's
Xbox.
why it's here.
It's like a Minecraft game.
Chicken Little was a 2005.
Okay, ironically, I kinda like this movie.
Chicken Little story, only this time he's actually right about the sky falling. Turns out that the sky is actually part of an
I know there's a lot of people that don't like them in
Lands
film, but I
down.
kind of have. It's nostalgic to
The
me.
movie is wild, and I personally love it.
I love the part where
One that
the pig
divisive
literally
to a lot
is
of
getting
people,
shocked,
but I've always
and
really
when he's going
enjoyed
to the
the sheer
spaceship,
bizarreness. The
and
animation
he
is
almost
actually
chokes on a
well
freaking
dated,
bag
and the references are dated,
while he's trying to
and,
like
I don't know,
stress
it's
free
very
whatever.
nostalgic. Chugga Conroy. Chugga Conroy was, was very popular back in the early 2010s. Something that was special about his channel was the man behind it all. His personality is what made his videos entertaining and memorable. I personally remember watching Luigi's Mansion
9 more
last night,
kills?
and I really, really loved it. I would wake up and watch an episode of it since I really wanted to play Luigi's Mansion. I didn't actually have it. Claw machines. This one's pretty tough.
Yeah, I remember claw machines. And I've read that they actually purposely make the steel for the claw machines weak, where it will screw you over. I'm like, yep, never do that again.
An old themed restaurant by the name of Mars 2112 had a claw machine that had a really, really strong grip, and you could adjust it as it dropped, so it was really easy to win. I have many plush toys from that claw machine. Very, very good memories. College Humor. College Humor is a YouTube channel that made a lot of the site's most popular videos. They had live-action skits and animated videos that were a lot of fun. A lot of them were a bit inappropriate, for kids at least, but that didn't stop kids from watching
Song
them.
falling.
They still make YouTube videos and actually have a streaming service alongside a TV show, so they're still going strong. Coraline. Coraline
Oh,
was a
yes.
animation movie that was based
Dude,
on the book.
this movie, when I was very little, I hated this movie. But then when I got older, I actually now appreciate it for how absolutely bonkers it is. I remember when I was watching this movie, I was studying for like my high school finals, dude. Ultimate nostalgia. Dude, that movie scared the shit out of me as a kid, dude.
The movie was kind of
It was made by Focus?
and had
Same guys who made 9? No wonder 9 didn't get too much popularity.
Which makes it very disappointing for some people. It's a great movie too, But yeah, if you're younger, you probably shouldn't watch it. There's a reason that it was on the Childhood Trauma iceberg. Roald Dahl. Roald Dahl is the author.
That guy made a
famous
Chocolate
iconic
Factory.
children's books of all time. At this point, I feel like there's no way you haven't heard of at least some of his work. Roald Dahl was the author of books like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory,
Yeah.
Matilda, The Big Friendly Giant, James and the Giant Peach, Fantastic Mr.
James the
Fox,
Giant
and
Peach.
many
Oh my god, that one's a good
His
one.
books are genuinely great, and they made me really happy as a kid. Also, did anyone know there's actually a sequel to Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? Yeah, it's a sci-fi space novel about Charlie, Grandpa Joe, and Willy Wonka in the glass elevator, picking up where the last book ended. The story turns into sort of a survival horror story with these green aliens that our main characters have to fight off and escape while in space.
Huh?
It's really
It's
weird
Roald Dahl,
premise
so it's gonna be a little
but
bit
it'd be kind of
interesting.
scary at times, but yeah. Fur Affinity. Fur Affinity is a website devoted to hosting furry art. A lot of it is not safe for work. The dress.
Definitely never heard about this.
We're just gonna. That's so funny. We're just
Someone's
Fur
shooting my
Affinity
legs.
is like a sentence, if the dress. What color is this dress? Is it white?
Oh my gosh, I've heard about this.
Well, in 2015, the internet asked itself that very question, and there was a lot of debate on both sides. I've never once seen it as anything but blue and black, but some people swear otherwise.
There's a joke about this in Just Cause. You know what?
See it like that are technically right.
Is it blue? Is it yellow? It's both. Shut up.
So I ask you all, what color is this dress? Leave what you see.
Blue and yellow.
I don't
There
know
you
if
go.
Bring back this this whole dress thing. but
Discussion ended.
yeah, I'm genuinely curious. I've never once seen it as anything but blue and black. Purple Place. Purple Place is a game that was pre-installed on Windows Vista and Windows 7. The game was cute and simple, featuring a variety of mini-games to be played. This home screen here is something of a liminal space for a lot of people. But regardless of this, the game is super nostalgic for kids who grew up using Windows 7 and Windows Vista. Cyber Chase. Cyber Chase was an animated TV show that aired on PBS Kids back in the 2000s. The show centered around a group of kids who were transported to cyberspace after using a school computer. The setting of the show was always really unique, since everything was all computery and futuristic. My local Hall of Science had a room themed to the show for a little while, which I was pretty into as a kid. Syriac. Syriac is a YouTube channel that specializes in making strange, bizarre, and oddly terrifying videos. I feel like most kids that used the internet back in the early 2010s probably saw some of this stuff and were freaked out by it. Videos like Mao and Boogie Max scared a lot of kids, and they ended up going into the Childhood Trauma iceberg, bringing that back up. A lot of it's kind of is interchangeable. Syriac is still somewhat active nowadays, so I imagine this could be kind of something relatable to kids in the next generation. Pillow Pets. Pillow Pets was a line of plush toys / pillows that you could fold with some Velcro to change them from a toy to a pillow.
I can't remember
toys
these.
and commercials that would often play on the Hub network back in the day. I personally had a Pillow Pet back in the day and used it for years until it kind of fell apart. Domo. Domo is the official mascot of Japan's public broadcaster, NHK. The character made its way to the United States and ended up getting some merchandise. The character featured some really cute and charming stop motions and eventually became popular with scene kids. I remember Halloween of 2008, Domo had completely taken over.
Yeah, my KDR drops when I use this gun.
I loved it.
YouTube Premium is ad-free YouTube and background play, so you can watch videos.
No. Stop banning people on probably use YouTube Premium. Hey, dude, you fall struck my channel and you want me to pay for YouTube Premium? Go screw off.
Dork Diaries. Dork Diaries was a series of books that was essentially the girl version.
I remember
of Diary
these,
of a
but
Wimpy Kid.
again, I'm not
I
into
never
them,
read it 'cause I'm a
obviously.
big boy, and big boys only read Big Nate. And of course, Diary of a Wimpy Kid. But Dork Diaries was always really popular. I remember having friends that would bring the books over and just seeing them in the library next to the superior to Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Edgeworld was an animated series on Newgrounds that started in 2004 and was beloved by so many people. The show was on top of Newgrounds and garnered a massive audience. I remember seeing the show everywhere and people loved it. The creator of it unfortunately passed away in 2012, leaving tons of fans crushed. The outpour of support and love after these events is truly heartwarming. Elf. Elf is a 2003 hit film featuring Will Ferrell. The movie is about a human who grew up in the North Pole and worked as an elf for his entire life, leading him to think he was just a massive elf, until learning that he's actually a human, and then travels to New York City to find his father, and hilarity ensues. The film is truly great, and, well, I mean, the first, 3/4 of it are. The end isn't great, but regardless, this movie's a total classic. Probably one of the best Christmas movies out there. Obviously, this movie's super nostalgic to those who watched it back in the day, and still watch it to this day. Microsoft Flight Simulator. Microsoft Flight Simulator is a game that originally released in 2006, but has been getting sequels and updates to this day. The game's a realistic flight simulator that lets you fly through different recreations of places on Earth. The game can be pretty calm and tranquil, and it's really just a display of the realism at play. The game nowadays uses satellite data on where you're flying, so for example, if you're flying around New York in the game and it's raining in New York in real life, it'll be raining in the game, which I think is pretty cool.
That's actually really cool.
Older versions are also very charming, a lot more primitive, but lots of people grew up with them, and that's why they're here. Scribblenauts. Scribblenauts was a really unique series of video games where you could basically type anything you wanted and it would show up in the game. Be presented by a puzzle which you then have to creatively solve with whatever you could think of. The game was really unique. It really let its players
One more kill.
There were tons of different ways that you could solve these puzzles. LMFAO. LMFAO is an electric music duo. You might not know by name, but you definitely know by their music. Songs like I'm Sexy and I Know It, Party Rock Anthem, and Shots are incredibly iconic early 2010 songs that the majority of Gen Z children probably used to sing. Whether you like the song or you just had the song stuck in your head, you remember these guys. Fooey Cooley School Supplies. Back in the 2000s, we had Fooey Cooley School Supplies, which was a brand that was super fun. The mascot was a derpy little monkey that would appear on some pencil toppers and erasers. They also had scented erasers alongside pencil sharpeners. These products were just pure fun and are incredibly nostalgic to those who went to school from 2005 to 2012. Empire Today. Here.
Yes! Automatic 300. Oh. Yes! 300 Empire Today.
Need I say more?
Pop Tropica. Pop Tropica.
Oh yes, this one.
Created by
Pop Tropica. I love the Carrot Island.
The creator of the Diary of Wimpy Kid books. The game was pretty popular with kids and has a pretty recognizable art style. Pop Tropica has many different islands that you could visit, some being themed off of Jeff King's books. Whenever a new Wimpy Kid book released, you would most likely find promotions for it on Pop Tropica. Many children grew up with this game and fondly remember it to this day. Luckily, it's still playable, so if you want to go back,
Mike Mozart was one of the original big YouTubers back in the early days of the site. Mike was a toy designer, so he started off a channel by the name of Jeepers Media, where he took a look at toys that he fans. These videos were incredibly entertaining, both because Mike was very endearing and funny personality, but also because the toys he took a look at were often just kind of crazy and outrageous. Mike claimed the catchphrase, "I mean really, what were they thinking?" His videos continued to become more and more popular, and so he decided to make a second channel by the name of The Toy Channel. The Toy Channel focused on good toys, and the reviews were generally more short form. The thing about Mike Mozart that made him too good is that he wasn't pandering to children making these videos. The videos were, at times, a bit inappropriate for children. Peter Griffin, with some adult jokes and light swearing in some, but this didn't stop children from watching his videos. I personally grew up with Mike Mozart, and he was one of my favorite YouTubers out there. Mike continued to make videos both on the Toy Channel and Jeepers Media until around 2013. Out of nowhere, he just completely stopped uploading, with his final video being about cars-themed Easter toys. Many people think that Mike passed away, and that's why he stopped.
Maybe that's why the automatic is used, because it's an instant kill
Mike
headshot.
Mozart's not only a YouTuber, toy designer, and voice actor, but he's also a artist. His work is incredibly cool, and I highly recommend you check it out. Mike Mozart.
I remember this one being one of the first maps I played.
For years now. Throughout the past few years, Mike has returned to the Toy Channel and done some live streams to update people on his life, and of course, to interact with his fans. Within the time that Mike...
Okay guys, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to take a break because I want food, I'm hungry, and I need sustenance. I must feed, so if you guys don't mind, I'm gonna go upstairs and get my dinner, or my lunch, so I could go feed, you know? And yeah, I'll be right back.